So last year I told you that Samsung cannot make a phone like this, and well, that phone has gotten even better because in my hand is the new Honor 600. It has the brightest display I've ever used on a phone, a 200 megapixel camera that can take shockingly strong long-range zoom shots even without a telephoto lens, a massive 2-day battery life thanks to a 6400 mAh battery with 80 bar charging, plus AI features that can turn your photos into real life. It's priced similar to the high-end Galaxy A series, but it's actually competing with Samsung's S phones like the S25 FE and I would say even the Galaxy S26. So I've been using this phone for about 3 weeks now. Here's my experience. Unboxing wise, there's not much going on, at least with my review unit. We've got the Honor 600 along with the charging cable as well as some paperwork. But I feel like the retail model will have a protective case inside, which sadly I did not get. The first thing that stood out to me was just how comfortable this phone feels in hand. It's now even thinner, 7.8mm and around 185 grams in weight. Very slim and light for a phone that has a 6400 mAh battery. Visually speaking, this is one of the best looking phones that I've used, especially at this price range. I mean, just look at how thin those bezels are. The frame feels premium. It's got that glass island that kind of reflects the light in a different way. Overall, it's a pretty good design, nothing crazy, but again, it's just a very clean implementation. Like, this phone actually mogs both Galaxy S25 FE and even the S26 brutally. Like, if I showed these three phones to a stranger, they would probably think that the Honor 600 is probably like a $1,000 flagship. Now, during my usage, I did drop the phone a few times, which is why I have this scuff on the side. But rest of the phone is actually as good as a new, which is pretty good. We get IP68 as well as the IP69 and IP69K water and dust protection, which is pretty much the highest standard we have with smartphones right now. It's also very easy to handle in one hand thanks to a 6.5-inch screen size, which I think is kind of like a perfect balance. Now, as I mentioned before, this is the brightest display I have ever used on a phone. I thought this statement would belong to a proper $1,200 flagship phone, but no. This belongs to Honor 600 because it's rocking a display that goes up to 8000 nits. This is the peak HDR brightness as well as when you are outdoors, so this screen is going to be extremely easy to read. Like, I've been able to watch videos on this phone in direct sunlight without any visibility issues. Like, at this price range, I have never seen a display this good. Again, it is way brighter than the Galaxy S25 FE and the S26. Again, this is something that Samsung is not going to do, especially for their more affordable oriented phones. But are they going truly all out? Because next we're going to be talking about the camera. Honor 600 comes with a 200 megapixel camera on the back with a 1x1.4 inch sensor size, which is actually the largest sensor in this price segment with their AI image architecture. Along with this, we have an ultra-wide-angle sensor, no telephoto. Despite that, Honor 600's zoom performance is actually on par, or in some cases better than the S25 FE and even the Galaxy S26. Both of those phones have a proper 3x optical zoom lens. How is Honor doing this? Well, at 4x level, they're doing the high-res crop, and that actually looks pretty good, holds up very well against the 3x optical zoom on the S25 FE and the S26. But when you zoom beyond 10x up to 30x, Honor's AI super zoom kicks in and it actually really makes a huge difference. This is perfect for taking photos of architecture or distant objects, especially in daylight scenarios. And the result is actually very impressive compared to the S25 FE or even the S26. This, in my opinion, is one of the best utilization of AI improving the long-range zoom performance. Now, one thing to note is that it does not work at night as of now, and it requires internet connection, but the processing itself is actually pretty quick. For a phone that doesn't have a telephoto lens, this makes a massive difference. Now, what about the actual main camera performance? Well, this is a flagship tier, flagship level 200 megapixel sensor. It takes excellent detailed photos with good dynamic range, and low light performance is surprisingly reliable as well. The ultra-wide-angle camera is also consistent with good image processing. Sometimes colors can go too vibrant to my liking, but most of the time I'm satisfied with how this camera performs. We also have a 50 megapixel selfie sensor up front. You can use the full resolution to take selfies and it actually looks pretty good. Video recording goes up to 4K 30 FPS, which looks pretty consistent and clean even in low light. But honestly, I would have loved to see 4K 60 FPS here. But stabilization and overall quality are still better than what you typically expect at this price point. The biggest compromise with this camera setup would have been the telephoto performance, but thanks to the AI super zoom and how the main camera performs, it's actually doing pretty good. Now with Honor 600, we have the AI Image to Video 2.0. This is industry's first unified multi-modal video generation tool, which now lets you combine up to 3 images, even add your custom text prompt to create cinematic style videos. There's actually a lot of built-in templates to choose from. Again, it's one of those fun AI features to try out. Although it does have a trial period, so it's not free forever, still, it's a fun feature to have. Now, the performance on the Honor 600 has been surprisingly solid. It's powered by the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 paired up with 12 gigs of RAM, and as you guys know, I'm typically using flagship phones that are much more expensive, but I honestly didn't notice any slowdowns in daily use. Multitasking is stable, and even gaming performance has been reliable. I've been playing some of my favorite games like WWE 2K as well as Red Dead Redemption, and they all run on max settings. Is that the absolute fastest chip? No, it is definitely not, but for this price, it's actually a pretty good option to go with. But what makes this processor interesting is just how efficient it is, because that directly contributes to the battery life performance on this phone, and that is one of the strongest parts of the Honor 600 experience. You're basically getting the largest battery in this segment, so it's a 6400 milliamp hour battery combined with 80 watt fast charging. With this setup, despite having consistent 5G usage, maps, camera, social media usage, I was still able to comfortably end the day with at least 30% or more battery. Like, it genuinely is a 2-day battery life contender. Now, on the software side of the things, Magic OS 10 based on Android 16 has quickly become one of my favorite skins over the years. Looks aside, this is one of the most stable, most optimized, and smoothest UIs that I've ever tried out on a mid-range phone. Like, it genuinely feels really optimized with its smooth animations, along with a ton of customization and a ton of AI features, some of which are actually very useful. We've got built-in AI deepfake detection, which works with supported apps, especially WhatsApp. That's the app that I use for video calls. I think in 2026, this is becoming even more important than ever before. So I feel like this is a feature that most phones should have. We also get some amazing photo editing AI features like Magic Color, which allows you to transfer color from any photo and apply it as a filter or as a LUT. You can literally use any image from the internet and apply that color science. It looks pretty clean. AI outpainting is also one of my favorite features, which allows me to expand the images intelligently. And of course, Honor's classic Magic Portal is very useful, where you can drop photos or text to supported applications. Other useful photo editing features are AI Eraser, which has been further improved, as well as the AI Upscale. There's also AI Memories, which is actually more useful than just taking a screenshot because it stores the context along with what you're doing. You can press and hold the AI memory button or swipe on the screen if you're on a home page to save that and then access later in the AI memory. It also simultaneously saves that in the Notes app, which you can later access. And speaking of the Notes app, there's a lot of built-in AI features that can really enhance your writing experience. Other than that, we have Circle to Search along with some call translation features. Like, AI features wise, this thing is a beast, like as much of a beast as a $1,000 flagship would be. All in all, after using the Honor 600 for nearly a month, what really stands out is not just the specs, it's just how complete this phone feels for the price. Like, even in the areas where you feel that there's a compromise, there isn't. They try to do something to make up for it. For example, with no telephoto lens, you get AI super zoom that kind of solves that issues for the most part, and you actually end up with photos that are on par or even better than the phones that have actual zoom lens that are much expensive in price. Visually, the Honor 600 is better looking than most flagship phones out there. This is just a fact. With unnecessarily super bright 8000 nit screen, I've really not seen a display this bright, and of course having 2-day battery life thanks to 6400 mAh battery size. Compared to last year's model, Honor has definitely pushed their number series to a whole new level. Again, my case stands the same. Samsung is not going to make a phone like this anytime in the future. As I said before, pricing wise, Honor 600 is more of a Galaxy A series competitor, but it's competing with the S lineup. That alone speaks volume. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future reviews. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.